gonna get with this thing. So, oh dang, that sucks. For some reason, it shows it kind of flipped around, but I think it's just because of this camera. So this is my ultimate guitar chart that I created for myself for practicing and kind of getting used to figuring out chords that could lead to other chords and know where everything is on the guitar. So first, what I have, I'm going to show the neck part that I created. This goes from first to the 18th fret. It's not to scale. It's just so that way it's easier for me to be able to see. But I went through every single note, and all of the whole notes, I just put a circle around them in colors of the rainbow that I first originally put here, so that way I know which each one was. But the idea behind this was that, like with a piano having black and white keys, I thought, why not do something similar, at least for myself, so we have an easier way to visualize the guitar. Because originally when I learned music, I learned on the piano, and I was producing music using a keyboard. But that kind of, didn't translate well when I was going to guitar, because it's like, oh, there's no black keys on this. But here, I've essentially created black keys by filling in all of the sharps and flats in a solid color, and then all of the white notes, or white keys, being left kind of mostly blank and white. So what I did with this is spent a few hours and went through every single note, wrote them all down first, got them all set in the correct spot, filled in everything, and then I started noticing that, oh crap, every pattern that I can even think of to play on the guitar is already built into the guitar. So I don't even need to look up anything. All I have to do is just look at this chart, and boom, if I want to play an F sharp major pentatonic, if I start an F sharp and I just hit only sharp / flat notes, I will get a major pentatonic scale, also known as the Lydian scale. So with this, I think the main benefit to creating a chart like this for yourself is not necessarily to have the chart. The whole point of creating this is, while you're making this, you're creating connections in your mind of, where does this note go? What does it relate to? How can I use this in context? And then you'll kind of see how the patterns emerge. Like, as I was just kind of sitting there and I was just chilling, staring at my creation for a while, I was like, oh my God. I realized that if I look down here towards, from the 11th to the 14th fret, I have the minor blues scale, so all the way down the sharps and flats. But if you just look at only the sharps and flats, you get the minor pentatonic scale. And then I started noticing, oh wait, there's more scales in here. All the modes are in here. All I have to do is, look at here. So I start on I put this all in the key of C, so that would be easier for me to kind of understand, and all the sharps and flats would already be kind of taken care of. But all I have to do is if I start on C, I have the C Ionian scale. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and it goes up from there. So I blocked that off. So now if I want to know how to play the Ionian scale, I already know the shape right there, and I can practice that and get that shape stuck in my head. And then I can shift it to whatever note I need. So if I need D Ionian, I can just do the same shape that I would do right here, and then just move it down to the D. Let's say if I want to play Dorian, just practice this Dorian shape, hit all the white notes in this little block, and then I'll be able to immediately get the Dorian scale or mode down super easy. I don't mind the trolls. All they do is they just put in tons of comments, and all it does is boost my engagement. So thank y'all for being assholes. But anyways, so I got all that down. So every single mode in the key of C is written on here, and it's a really good way to get into your head where it is on the neck of the guitar. I think everybody should do this if you're a guitarist, or whatever instrument that you play. You should create these charts and color code them, so that way it's easier to feel music intuitively. You won't have to try to think through it. Your brain has already done all the thinking. Now you can just play. And then, so I got all the scales on that side. And then for this side, I created the ultimate chord circle of fifths. So first started off down here with the colors, so that way you know which note it is or related to it. If it's the flat of that note, it'll be the same color, but it'll be solid, except for F. F is a sharp. That was a mistake, but I just kept it going anyways. So I got all these set up. So you got your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4, your 5, your 6, your 7. So that way it's easier to understand just by color. And then for the circle, what I did is I drew your basic circle of fifths with your major, minor, diminished chords. But then I added in the tritone substitution in order to get to your tonic chord. So for C, that's the D flat 7, I can substitute the D flat 7 instead of using a G7. So with that way, now if I ever need to be able to shift into any other key or whatever, all I have to do is take a look at my chart, throw in a tritone substitute, get me to that other key. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that. Like, also another thing I could do is, like, instead of even going to using the tritone substitute to go to the dominant chord going to the tonic, I could just go to tritone substitute, take off the 7, boom, I'm in the key of D flat. So anyways, yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to kind of show y'all